Heyo everybody, Haku here. I'm recording with the old setup that I didn't do with the live reaction right before this, just to like marathon through all these videos that I'm trying to get done this week while I'm still trying to figure out stuff with the new one. It's just that I still need to figure out some stuff with that, and at the same time I need to get a bunch of videos done to catch back up. So I actually took notes for all 4 reviews today, and I'm going to be recording all 4, and then I'm going to post this one, and I don't know how I'll post the rest. I don't know if I'll just marathon through posting them all, if I'll post one a day until we're caught up. I haven't decided yet, because of other things that I gotta post for the channel too. Sorry, I had a hiccup coming on there. But either way, this time around we're doing Tower of God, Chapter 443, or Season 3, Episode 26. So yeah, I actually really loved this one, and even to give you a hint of my feelings for the next 4, like the very beginning of season 3 I thought was doing really well, and then we got into a period where I was like kinda not feeling a lot of stuff, but as I said, in the chapters that have just been building up, things have gotten better and better to the point where these 4 chapters, I really loved this one. I really loved, I think it was 445. 444 I still thought was really good. And I think just the most recent one is 446 is the only one where I'm like, I did definitely like it, but there was also some, like I liked it, but it wasn't that great or anything. So yeah, 443, I loved this one. So let's start talking about it from the beginning. We start off with Yama having just shown up, shit-talking everyone. And Kanzone saying, wait, don't kill Gato, I want to be the one to kill Gato. So we have a funny moment with Yama telling Kanzone, okay, if you can't finish off Gato, then Jordan's the second in command. So all of that was funny. We get a bit of sort of knowledge dropped on us about Yama's power. He's resistant to the Shinsu of anyone who's afraid of him, which is really cool and really creative. And I personally really like when we get those kinds of abilities, those sort of creative, different types of abilities. We also see Paul's Shinsu, which is the green beast from the land of the dead or whatever. It kind of reminds me sort of White slash Daniel's necromancer or soul kind of abilities, but we don't really know how it works. We don't have any actual information on what his green beasts do, actually. But yeah, Yama easily blocks Doom even at a level 6 transformation, and we get a flashback to this guy Katu who tried to warn Yama about Doom and him killing off people that were loyal to Yama or who didn't think that he should be the one leading. And then of course Katu got killed as well. He was forced to kill himself because of Doom controlling him. So we learn through this flashback more about Yama's character, and I've been preaching it for a while how amazing and well written Yama is as a character. We learned that Yama's wanted to kill Doom. Like, even back then, Yama wanted to kill his brother. He wanted to kill Doom, but he, no pun intended, he couldn't doom his people like that. He wanted to kill Doom because of the bad things he was doing, but he couldn't bring it in himself to doom his people to extinction. But now he's finally reached the boiling point where he's dealt with these feelings for so long, and now he's at the point where he's like, you know what? I'm okay, I can kill Doom now, even if it means the extinction of my people. I've been keeping Doom alive at the expense of my people for so long, but now I've got to kill him. I'm prepared to. So again, it's really cool the way that Yama's character is written. And Doom has a different point of view. Doom still only sees him, Yama, and Paul as the only 3 real canine people. Everybody else, they're expendable. Nobody else's lives matter but the 3 of theirs. Which again is just an interesting place where Doom is, and I feel like there's going to be more backstory on it, since he is the oldest brother and everything. But we learned that his powers no longer work on Yama, because now he's afraid of Yama. Back then, when they first fought, Yama achieved the sort of complete, full canine being transformation, something that only Yama has done. Neither of his brothers have been able to do a complete transformation. And ever since seeing that, Paul and Doom are afraid of him, so their powers don't work on him anymore. Kelhelm, seeing all of this, actually acknowledges that Yama's the king of the canine people. Yama is the strongest. But he doesn't need the strongest. He needs an army. He needs Doom to have the army. So he reveals that he has a spell on Doom's heart and that he can control Doom. Or else Doom will die if he disobeys him. From there we get to see something that I love that we get to see. We see Evenkel and Yuan Sung in the story of how they get from where they were to the actual cage. So Evenkel uses the flames to burn away the fake paths, leaving only the real path, and of course it was Yuan Sung's idea and everything. And we learn a bit about the flame that can burn anything and the flame that can save everything that was passed on to Yeon Hana by her and Evenkel's teacher, who was an ancient. So again, this is really, really cool in a lot of different ways. It leads to a lot of theories, like Yiwa probably has, since she's a direct descendant, and they said sometimes direct descendants can manifest it. Yiwa probably has the flame that can burn everything from what we've seen before, when she had sort of that one fight against Angel where she sort of unlocked some latent ability. And Kun probably has the flame that can save everything, because Yeon Woon was probably one of the rare exceptions that got that, and of course we see that some of Woon's flame has been passed on to Kun, at least some of it. But it's also cool to acknowledge that Yeon Hana and Evenkel had the same teacher, not only that, but had a teacher who was an ancient, who passed on that ability. So it makes me think that we know that Zahard commanded for the ancients to be genocided. So it's sort of interesting that they had a teacher who was an ancient, and what happened to that teacher. And we see that, you know, there's these different patterns and almost like grafted on skin looking stuff on Evenkel. And it makes me think that, I was saying before, Evenkel said they have the power of an ancient, not that they are an ancient. So did they take their master's power? Is that why they have the power of the ancients? Did they take their master and graft some of their flesh onto themselves? Or did they like fuse with their master or something? So yeah, that makes me think. I've been saying like for a while, of course, that Evenkel said that they didn't say they are an ancient, but they said that they have the powers of an ancient. So this might explain how they got the powers. Maybe they're their master's powers that Evenkel took, or were granted to Evenkel when the master knew that their race was being genocided. So again, it's all really, really interesting and sets us up for a really cool story that we could get in the future. And I just love that we got to see this scene in this story. I love that we got to actually witness how they got from where they were to the place, because I personally always prefer to see things on panel rather than off panel. That's just my personal thing. I don't care if a story takes forever or is kind of slow. I just like to see everything happen personally, or at least as much as possible. So that's where the chapter ended, and in the blog post we had some information that Paul and Doom are actually among the strongest people in the tower, even though they are no match for Yama. Partially because Yama's like crazy powerful, and partially because of Yama's ability, which is really, really cool. Also, they mentioned that Evenkel's conversation about the flames and all of that was originally going to happen sooner in the story. That way it was kind of a little bit of an explanation of Kun's power a bit. So it was originally going to happen earlier, but Siu pushed it back a bit until now because he thought it fit better with the flow of the action of the arc. So yeah, that was good information from the blog, and just some ending thoughts here. I really, really, really liked this chapter. I thought the power explanations were really cool. The things we learned about Evenkel and about Yama, and about just generally about the ancients. I thought all of those explanations were really cool. There was good action this chapter, and in general, the thing I come away with most from it is sort of the thing I've been saying a lot lately, which is that Yama's just a really cool character. Yama's really well written. And now, with this chapter, I can totally see why he is kind of like a true Slayer. We see that he is so freaking powerful and so cool. He completed the canine transformation when really there's no total explanation yet for what canine people actually are. So he had a complete transformation and he has the ability to sort of resist the Shinsu of people who are afraid of him. So it makes sense that, oh yeah, he could take out a 10 family head. He is that powerful. Like, it really makes Yama seem like, oh yeah, he's totally at that 10 family head level. But yeah, I'd give it 9 complete canine beings out of 10. I loved it. I thought this one was really good and I enjoyed it a lot. Even going back through to read and take notes and pore over it, I really liked this one. But yeah, I'm going to try to keep all these videos sort of short so I can get them out as soon as possible. So like, comment, subscribe if you want to and all that. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff with the channel or talk to you there. If you'd like to help support on Patreon, it would be super amazing and helpful and help keep the channel going. So link to the Patreon will be in the description, or it's patreon.com/Haku of the tubes. And if you want a link to the Discord server, it's open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.